welcome once again to the White Flag Podcast. My name is Joe McNeil, and with me is the other Mario brother, Scott Andrews. There are three. Also with us is our really good friend, Cory Shaw.
Who? I'm here against my will.
He did not know he was going to be here for this. I set him up. It was a trap.
Call 911.
He's chained to that chair.
You activated my trap card. But we've all known each other for like 40 years, give or take.
45.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
We're getting old.
Yep. But Cory was a part of our game club that started this shop.
Also against my will.
Also against his will.
We
Somehow
just showed up at his house with board games.
Yeah.
I'm very kidnappable.
Yeah. You just promised burritos and Mountain Dew, and he's fine.
I don't run very good.
Yeah. America runs on Dunkin'. I don't know what that means, but sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts. So, anyway.
Powdered sugar donut holes.
So we've got a history together. We've done a lot of different things, and it's great to have you. We just thought we would talk a little bit about friendship today.
The movie?
The movie looks to be really good, and we're going to go see that next weekend. But no, just the normal, average, generic friendship that sometimes people have.
Okay.
It's an important part of community. It's a big thing of what we do here. It's nice to see this place grow into all these different pockets of different friendships and friend groups and things like that. And it makes me happy knowing that we facilitated that. And it's been really good in that sense. But how you doing? How's things going?
Well, I'm not dead.
Checks out.
Going good, man. I might be
Are
dead.
you sure you're not like Bruce Willis in Sixth Sense?
Pretty sure. You guys see me, right?
Yeah, but I'm not a good, source of reality
I like Die Hard.
confirmation. Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
I like English movies.
I will fight every one of you.
That's right.
Not about the Die Hard thing, but just
Just in general?
bored.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, we're just gonna start hosting spork fights in the parking lot. They're kind of like knife fights, but you use a spork instead.
We tape a spork to every one of your fingers, and then you go at it.
It's like a Nerf battle, but with mild lacerations.
Yeah. Like little tiny. You might get like a little.
The key is go for the eyes.
Oh yeah, because like that's all flesh, and there's no protection.
Started with forks, but it wasn't a good tine.
And this is our last podcast ever.
I'll never be back.
So have you been playing any board games lately?
No. Boo. The end.
Anticlimactic.
Well, funny you mention it. We are, like, just in our family. I have 3 kids and a wife, believe it or not. I don't know. We need to get to a shrink, but that might end everything. And one of the things we've noticed is, it's fun to watch TV. Everybody has phones in their pocket. But, man, the distraction is not good for you. And you could go to your deathbed never remembering all the reels or TikToks you watched and realize that you didn't enjoy your life as it passed. So we're trying to take an ancient Jewish practice of Sabbath and incorporate it into our weeks where we don't turn screens on. We play board games, we take walks, and it's just so good to have face-to-face interactions as opposed to social media, which isn't real and leaves you empty and it's not a good thing, man, if that's your whole life.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely something that has gotten worse over the years, and I think COVID, when everybody was kind of sheltered in place, it was hard. Because I think a lot of people lost those kind of social skills maybe, or just like there's a little bit more anxiety to people when it comes to like sitting down and hanging out with people or talking to people. So we've kind of seen that a lot in the shop with newer people coming in. A lot of them seem very interested in coming in and playing board games or hanging out, and then we just kind of don't see them. So I don't know. I don't know if there's like an underlying reason why people don't don't want to do that kind of thing, hang out in person as much anymore. But I think it's important, and I think it's a good reminder to reach out to those people that are close to you and try and set things up. It's happens to everyone where you run into somebody in public and you're like, oh, hey, I remember
We
you
gotta
from
get together.
wherever, and then you just kind of don't. So I know it takes a little bit of pushing past that anxiety to put something together, but that's what game shops are wonderful about as well, is even though you're anxious or you have some social anxiety, everyone here does. So it's like we all
And
kind
we'll
of
feed you pizza.
and we'll feed you pizza on Saturday. But yeah, it's I don't know, like it's kind of fascinating how the world has changed in the last 20 something years.
Yeah.
You feel like it was a certain way, and then I don't know if it's getting older.
Yeah.
Or
Sounds like old man talk.
yeah, like get off my lawn.
The internet should be read only.
Back in the day, if I wasn't home, you couldn't get a hold of me.
I don't necessarily disagree with that. Like, I think it should all just be text and no pictures. No one would be on it.
Turn your phones on black and white mode.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Or just spork your eyes out that you can't see anything.
This Saturday, the cage match.
Yeah, I think for me, it's just kind of watching my kids grow up in COVID and instant gratification and constant. And, it's part of having teenagers is seeing your kids kind of pull away from you. But especially as my son went to college and my daughters were just not as close to me anymore. And I realized I always pick a word for every year. And my word for this year is intention. And I wasn't being intentional. So why would they want to connect with me? And that's true with everyone in your life. You can blame everybody for why you're not hanging out. You can say, I'm sick of always being the one to reach out.
Yeah.
But some people aren't good at reaching out.
Yeah.
And if you are, you're a gift. Like, do it. Keep it up. Persist. But finding a community, a welcoming community where you can be yourself, like this place, is it's a God-given gift. It's beautiful. And it's just so much more satisfying to make actual tangible memories as opposed to these instant dopamine hits that like really don't last. And it just leaves you chasing it over and over again.
Yeah, I think that's well put. I have a hard time with what you just said about, like, I don't know if it's like a selfishness, but it's like when I try to invite people and it feels like one-sided and stuff, I get a little bitter and I'm like, how come I'm the one who's always doing whatever. But like as I've gotten older, like I've learned to embrace that and try now that I'm here full time to really try and get to know people. There's a lot of I'm beginning to get a lot of regular day customers that come in that I'm getting to know, and it's great. We have we're doing these like inside jokes and these things, and they may not be coming to hang out when there's a ton of people here, but it's like I think it just takes the intentionality of a welcoming spirit to do that, and I think that. It's really as simple as just kind of pushing past yourself a little bit sometimes, and I know it's hard, but all of our kids are grown now. Speaking of, like, you've got how many that are still?
I've got two
that are still in high school.
Yeah. Well, I got one starting high school next year, so it's 4 years, and then they're all off on their own.
And Scott and I, all of our kids are out.
Yeah.
They're in the adult world.
Yeah.
Doing their things, and it's that's surreal.
Yeah.
You've been really quiet.
You have.
I'm fine.
He disagrees with everything.
Yeah, he doesn't
livid.
actually know who either of us are.
I don't know where I'm at. No, it's
he took the severance thing, so when he's here, he's like, I don't even know the world.
Different thing for me. Like, I get why like being around other people and stuff is important, but I'm perfectly comfortable being alone, staying at my house. So like Saturdays are when I have to come here and like put myself out there. And don't get me wrong, I love a lot of the people that we're here with on Saturday.
But not all.
They're good friends. But like I'd be just as fine at home by myself. So like I understand the people that like that and enjoy the solidarity, but you know, try something new once in a while. Board games are fun.
It's like you love yourself. How does that work? I don't know if I've ever.
I don't know. I'm a pretty cool dude.
I think it's me, and I know these guys really well, so I know Joe and I are both extroverts, and there's two ways to, like, the best way to put it is to recharge yourself. And for extroverts, it's to be around people. For introverts, it's to take time away.
Yeah.
And it's always important to not project all of your knowledge and experience onto everyone around you, because it makes you angry for some reason. Like, why would I be mad that Scott's not like me? Well, that's a beautiful thing, that people are different.
I think he called me beautiful.
Well, no, I called you a beautiful thing.
You beautiful thing, you.
Agents, you can contact me at the link below.
Yep. What are we even talking about?
Yeah.
No, I appreciate you, both of you. Like, I think that we've had a lot of good times, and I think we've had our own little like butting head moments and stuff too, which is kind of fun. That you don't, that doesn't necessarily have to ruin things. Like, I've played mediator here to certain situations, and it's funny because like some people just want to write off like relationships like right away. Like, oh, there's this misunderstanding and you borrowed $5 and never paid it back, and now you're buying stuff for yourself, and I'm so mad. And you're like, it's $5. You know, it's really not that big a deal.
Do I owe you guys $5?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is an intervention.
I'll pay him after.
Yeah. No, but I know Scott is. I know you're not as extroverted or whatever, but I'm proud of you for kind of pushing yourself out there, because I know that some people require a bit more grace, I think, from your standpoint.
Unfortunately, I know exactly who he's referring to.
Me. But I don't know. Like, do you feel like you've benefited a lot from being kind of pushed out of your comfort zone in that sense?
I'm sure I have. I mean, the alternative, if we didn't have this place, like, you know, my wife is working right now, so I would probably just be either still in bed or like in my room watching a stupid YouTube video and playing a dumb game on my phone that like does nothing for me. But like, you know, professionally, you know, I'm a manager now in my day job, and I have to interact with all these people, and I can't, you know, say, hey, stupid, leave me alone, I don't want to talk to you. You know, I have to present that, you know, hey, how's it going attitude. So this place has definitely helped me with that. There was a time when I was always decent at getting along with people, but towards, you know, the end of that, like, day, when your social battery is wearing out, it would get a lot more difficult. And I definitely would say that my social battery has been increased by doing this and hanging out with people. But, you know, I still do need, you know, I get home on Saturday nights and I have to like sit down alone and chill out for a little while before I go to bed to just kind of relax.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's an interesting, like, I don't know, selection's not a great word, but there's like a very crazy, wild, different variety of people that kind of frequent a game shop. And it's definitely a test of trying to push yourself.
Endurance?
Yeah, endurance, patience, things like that. And I know sometimes, I think both of us have had times where we wear it on our face how uninterested we are in dealing with
it's very difficult.
whatever.
But that's like the great thing with me and Joe being here is like Joe knows that if I'm out, like he can see it on my face, and Joe can step in. And I can see when Joe is like, okay, Joe's out, I need to step up and talk to these people or deal with a problem or a personality, what have you. But, you know, at the end of the day, we created this place to welcome everyone. Sometimes it's harder for us to, you know, keep that mantra alive, but I feel like overall we've done a good job of welcoming everybody in our store.
Yeah. People remember that. I think if they've been given the opportunity to be treated like a human being, and I know it's maybe being a little bit dramatic or grandiose, but like it's some people don't have that. Some people don't get that. And Cory, I know that you've done a lot with bringing people like into your home and stuff, playing games, and whether it's people from church or people that you've worked with or things like that.
I live in his basement.
Yeah.
I don't even have one, so it's weird.
Yeah. How did you do that?
Check that address.
In the walls.
In the wrong basement the whole time. But no, I don't know if you want to speak into that a little bit, how...
I'll try not to get too grandiose here. For me, I think as I've gotten older, I have been really struggling not to be self-centered and become a better person. It's been a tough journey. It's hard work. But I realized, and this is not a slander at all, but if I just go inside and internalize and continue, I don't grow. You need to have disagreements. You need to be open to other people. And most importantly, you need to realize that that guy that's driving you crazy is also a human being having a human experience. It's much easier to marginalize the people we don't understand and like ignore or silence or push away but I've found that when I get rid of my biases, the second I see some dude that has a shirt with something I don't like, and I'm like, oh, well, I don't like that guy. He likes sports or he likes whatever. And then I talk to him and I realize, no, this is a multifaceted person.
Yeah.
And playing games together, be it competitive, and you see the competitive nature of people, that brings out the real person inside, or even a co-op, and you're like, wow, this guy's, I never thought they would be so good or so bad at simple mechanics. But it's important. It's important to you because it forces you to look at yourself and say, hey, I've also got things that I'm not right about, and this needs to go away, and I need to grow. I think that's why, like, we meet a lot of people, and you know, you want to kind of develop a relationship with them. It's like, come over and play some games.
Yeah.
And you bring your favorites, and we'll have ours, and it's so much easier to. It's an icebreaker, like to the
the modern board games, like you've got the rules you can talk about, the theme of the game that you can talk about, you can talk strategy, and that's going to ease you into like, okay, now I can open up and talk about life instead of just talking about this board game. Like I'm comfortable enough now.
And the good thing is you don't have to have like people over and you're playing a niche like Firefly board game and they're like, we like Disney. Like, you can pick so many different types of games that aren't intense and in depth and just a fun. I mean, you can set someone down and teach them Azul in like 5 minutes, and it's all of a sudden like one of their favorite things. And it's
a fun example that I've seen here lately in the shop, we've been doing Blood on the Clock Tower, and the amount of the amount of people that have like wandered by and like watched the game, and then the next time we play don't know anybody else playing the game, but they're up talking to everybody, interacting, enjoying the game as a whole with everyone else, and then that person's just coming back every time we play it. So
there's, like, I want to go to there.
Yeah, there's so many different games, and
if you don't like them, the game's over. It's a natural ending to kick them out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you can eat food while you do it.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
But there's a lot of good ways to do that, and I think that any of you that might be watching that are in that kind of extroverted way, it's a really huge, important responsibility, I think is a good word, of if you have the means to do that, to include people, to get people together at a table where they're not just, mindlessly scrolling or whatever.
Well, almost without fail, introverts always marry extroverts.
Yeah.
Tiring.
It's also important too, like, to know that not every introvert is Scott's experience. Some introverts really want to connect or have a connection and are just struggling to do that.
Yeah. I
know enough people. I'm fine.
I'm at my capacity of how many friends I have. So.
And some people are not truly introverts, they're just trauma victims. So.
Yeah, yeah. That's a whole nother podcast, I think. So, but yeah, I think that if you have the opportunity and the means to do it, you definitely should do it. Share a bottle of water with someone. It's kind of pushing the boundaries of.
You have to know them really well.
Yeah.
We kiss a lot anyways.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
We have
It's fine.
basically the same gut biome at this point.
Yeah.
Our mom said we used to share a brain.
They've had enough spit
We lost
swapping
that a long
to
time
make
ago.
up.
It was like a half,
I think I left it in the trunk of one of my old cars.
probably.
So, favorite game of all time?
So I'm gonna go Zaya Legends of a Drift System. I'm looking at it. They just came out with a new game called Iridia that is almost but Zaya. If you've not played it, come to our shop. I will teach you Zaya. It is a space sandbox. If you want to run around and kill the other players, you can do that.
Yeah.
If you want to set up trade routes, you can do that. If you want to be the law and go catch the guy that's killing other players, you can do that. Such a great game.
He just likes Zaya because that was my nickname in high school.
Yep.
What's my favorite game of all time?
Arkham Horror LCG.
I didn't even have to answer. It's fine.
Mine is absolutely Monopoly.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Said no one that's ever played it ever.
Yeah, no.
No, what would you say? What would you say is yours?
Probably my favorite one that I ever played, but it's more in-depth and hard to get a group together, which is another reason why Game Shop is fantastic. It was Dead of Winter. Just love the way it blends together so many different game mechanics and the trader mechanic, but not super stressful trader
Yeah.
mechanics.
Yeah, and it's always nice to have a zombie game that's not just about shooting zombies.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's NSFW cards for the grown-ups.
Yeah. If you like that kind of thing.
At one time,
you
I was
find that zombie
playing.
attractive.
I was playing as a dog that wore a cape, and he got kidnapped while he had a sniper rifle and night vision glasses, and they interrogated him to get the information about where our
And it's
colony
not
was.
that kind of game.
And he was a good boy.
He was a good boy.
We never
Yeah,
forget.
they had to kill him.
Good old Sparky.
We never forget Sparky.
Somehow he was just
Sparky the Wonder
a
Dog.
whiz with that sniper rifle.
But yeah, it's fun. I also like playing Machikoro because my kids like it.
Yeah, Machikoro is a good one.
Good old Machikoro.
I like rolling dice.
I hate dice. Those dice hate me, actually.
Well,
Yeah.
Cory, do you have any final thoughts for us?
I am DB Cooper.
But without the money.
Yeah, it's gone. Spending on board games.
Yeah.
Fine by us.
My final thought is I'm not as tall as I look in the camera. I'm only 5'10".
I'm not as fat as I look in the camera.
All of my height is in my torso. I have short legs, so I'm only 5'10".
Corey's taller than both of us.
It's hard to find pants that fit right.
sad.
What are you, 6 foot?
6'2".
Yeah, I'm shorty. Me and Joe are short.
When I
kings,
wear high
think
heels,
the
I'm
kids
as tall
call
as
it.
Corey.
You guys are the ones that
That's
50
quite
Cent was
often.
singing about, right?
Yeah. We don't talk about
He's
that.
always wearing high heels.
50 Cent?
Yep. 50 Cent wears
Yep.
high heels all
You
the
heard
time.
it here first.
No, I'll stop there.
Not me. I'm not getting
Thank
involved
you
in that
guys so much for joining us on another White Flag podcast.
Yeah, make some friends.
beef. Or don't.
Get out of your mom's basement.
Yeah.
Touch some grass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop.
Go pound some
Stop
sand.
watching this. What are you doing? Yes,
I
I'm
don't know
talking
what
to you.
I don't know
You
what
in the
I'm
kitchen with the pan. Stop.